further to people's astonishment, Eddie Hearn is not the WBC and he's not the British Boxing Board of Control. I know. So in that situation, I was actually ringside. People were buzzing around me. We've got a problem with the gloves. We've got a problem with the gloves. He's put on his gloves that he chose in the rules meeting, and they wouldn't go on his hand properly, or there was a problem with the thumb or something. He wasn't happy with his gloves. He asked to wear another pair of gloves. Okay, this is not overly common, but it's been done quite a few times before.
He had a rough day yesterday. Fred, even though, you know, we may not always see eye to eye, and, you know, I do think he a clown. But still, that was some good reporting yesterday. Probably the best work he's ever done in grilling someone about a situation. However, you know, there are some issues we got to talk about. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. How did it get in this system? You know, it wasn't multiple substances. It was the one that metabolizes or turns or breaks down substances. You know, or breaks down. It's mumbo jumbo. Let's just boil it down to the questions that fans have. Is, for one, did he fail a drug test or not, Eddie Hearn? Yes or no? Number two, how did it get in his system? Number three, why wasn't Team Rivas informed, or were they informed? They've gone quiet, by the way, Team Rivas as well. So they're probably investigating, getting ready to do whatever, to petition for it to be no contest, whatever. They're doing something. Something's going on. Another question is, what happened in that hearing? What did Dillian Whyte present to UKAD, or the United Kingdom Anti-Doping Association or Agency? What did he present to them from VADA, it seems as though Eddie Hearn has been saying? And remember, this fight was, Dillian Whyte is in the clean boxing program. He's tested under VADA. He's, you know, in VADA 24/7. He's been championing it for and talking it for a year, a couple of years now, and brutally bashing guys like Anthony Joshua, of course, Gerald Big Baby Miller, and accusing Lucas Brown of being on PEDs. You know, and Lucas Brown failed the drug test in the past. The question fans have is simple. How did it get in the system? And also, I can understand the situation after looking at it. You know, I like to consider myself a very critical thinker when it comes to things like this. You know, I'm not into clickbait, despite what a lot of you got. Not even a lot. Some people may say I try to stay away from shit like that, and I try to make sure we look at the facts. And even though it's only but so much time I have in these videos, there's always going to be things left out, but it's never intentional. I can understand the situation with Eddie Hearn. He's like, listen, I'm the promoter. You know, they cleared them to fight. The British Boxing Board of Control cleared them to fight. The drug testing agency cleared them to fight. I'm going on with the fight. I got to make my money. But fans feel he knows something. Or, you know, would this situation has been as magnified as it is if two boxers didn't just recently die and on their way outside of the ring? Because with that, people look at Eddie Hearn. Now, this is the perception. People look at Eddie Hearn like, yo, you knew a fighter failed the drug test and you let them go. You let your fighter go in there and not tell the other team. That's how they're looking at it. So really, it's a case of court of public opinion. And what he talks about in this IFL interview is what Dillian Whyte's going to have to go through, whether he gets proven to whatever, to not have failed the test, or that the shit was in his system because of what? Is it a medical exemption? And I understand, you know, people are wondering, like, why has Dillian Whyte been so quiet? The only statement he's released is, I am so disappointed with the rubbish that has been said about me over the last few days. I have lawyers dealing with it, and I have been told that I can't talk about it for good legal reasons. I was cleared to fight, and I won that fight fair and square. Thanks for the support. How does he clear his name in a court of public opinion among fans, especially, you know, the Twitter and, you know, the YouTubers, that are running wild with this. Dillian Whyte to cheat. They're taking and splicing footage of him and Eddie Hearn talking about how drug cheats should be banned. People are looking for Tony Bellew, Sky Sports Boxing, Adam Smith. Nobody on that side is even like tweeting or even publishing any stories. You know, not even acknowledging the fact that it was a failed test. It's like it doesn't exist over there. What is going on? What evidence does Dillian Whyte have that can clear all this shit? Now, I've always said, especially, I'm trying to figure out when I first started, but I always said, you know, when a fighter fails a drug test, after the Eric Morales situation, that's when I really started learning about that A sample, B sample shit, and I started really paying attention to, you know, drug testing in boxing. That's when I learned that Floyd Mayweather's Olympic-style drug testing wasn't really Olympic-style drug testing. I mean, it was in regards to name, but it wasn't the gold standard of drug testing like people were brainwashed to believe. You know, but it's still an ugly situation. It's still ugly all around. And of course, Deontay Wilder and their side are going to run with it. And it's crazy. It's a crazy. If you look at Deontay Wilder opponents, let's go look at them. It's crazy when you think, or future opponents, everybody's been failing drug tests at one point in time or another. Remember he was supposed to fight that guy with Walworth Chak or some shit? He failed the drug test. And then I think that's when Chris Arreola stepped in or something like that. What happened with, I forgot that situation. Artur Spilka, he ain't failed no drug test. Johan Duhaupas, but they got to keep that shit out their system, man. Just, you know, you got to be careful with everything. And the amount that was supposed to be found in Dillian Whyte's system, according to the Athletic, is supposed to be ultra trace, like ultra low level shit. But how did it get in there? You know, fans, if Dillian Whyte wants to do this right, he can't sugarcoat shit. Him and his team and all of them got to come up with something to win over the court of public opinion. They got to come up with some shit to have fans like, oh, shit. What the fuck? Remember, even the WBC, everybody's quiet. He's the WBC interim champion now. And now the WBC's hands are tied because they got to wait. They don't want another situation like what happened with Povetkin. There was a big lawsuit that they're about to get dragged into as well. So they, you know, everybody's waiting now. And UCOD and the British Boxing Board of Control don't have enough money to handle a lawsuit. So it is a saga. It's a conspiracy. Not a conspiracy, but it's a saga. You know, it's some shit where it's like, you know, as it stands right now today, this drug testing controversy is bigger than the Big Baby Miller because of the way it's like it's not cut and dry yet. Nobody really knows anything. In regards to what happened in the boxing scene article, I'm interested to see what is not true because Eddie Hearn has said that he talked to the editor of Boxing Scene yesterday or at the Hooker or Thursday night before the Hooker of Ramirez weigh-in. That's where he is right now. So what did they talk about on the phone? The stories are still up, you know. And the people who wrote the stories and put them out are very credible people, despite what UK fans want to believe. You got to look at it from all sides. And how did it get in the system? Simple as that. What the fuck's taking so long? And was it a medical exemption? Did paperwork get filed late? What? What is the answer? You know, and why is it taking so long to give us one? Especially if Eddie Hearn's saying shit like this. Here, let's pause, take a jump cut. Please subscribe on TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy. What the fuck happened to my FBI disclaimer? What the hell happened to it? Oh, I put it in another folder. Well, we'll be back.
He's got to fight for his, not even his innocence, to get, yeah, mate, his life, his career. He's fighting for his career right now. Because if something happens and it doesn't go as well, or he's banned, or if No one ever believes him. It affects his earnings, his life, more importantly, his ability to try and become world champion. So let the facts unfold, and I've got to see the fact. Like, I want to know what happens from here. But all I know I keep going back to, an independent panel cleared this man to fight for a reason, based on the evidence that was provided. And I don't. Again, I wasn't in the hearing, but ask yourself why he was cleared.
Do you think that Dillian Whyte gave him answers? Do you think that even though he wasn't in the, you think that even though, why are you looking at us like that? Don't look at me like that, Eddie. Even if he wasn't in a hearing, of course, you know, Dillian Whyte had to. You think Dillian Whyte told him when he talked on the phone that, you know, well, Eddie, I can't tell you anything. And especially when they found out on the 17th, what did they talk about? You know? I think he knows more than what he's letting on, but, you know, legally, he can't say anything. I can dig it. But I can't wait to see what they say or how long it's going to take this shit to unfold. We may not get answers for a month, maybe longer. And what's Dillian Whyte going to do? Who's he going to fight next? Is he going to fight? What the fuck? Let's wait for those facts to come out. But right now I'm on the fence because either way, like I said, it's ugly, you know. And media over in the UK are showing their true colors and not covering the situation and not asking questions or even just acting like it's not even happening. It's weird. It's weird, UK media. Not all of you, but it's weird. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Who is this guy on IFL? I need to follow him. Who is this guy that did this interview? Andrew McCart. I'm gonna follow you, bro. That was some good shit. Please subscribe.